Alright, here we go. This is a custom 1v1 on Duel between the red player in the upper left. It is the Kraken in the Easter Osprey, and his opponent, the carbon player in the bottom right, it is Albay. I guess Albay is what I'll go with. Player is also known as Zanetti4, also known as Happy Death Fan. Has tons of different accounts. Albay will be in the APC Striker, I believe. Sorry guys for, I know it's been a while. I was, sick. I had a cough for a long time, and I was just so busy with just tons of real life stuff that haven't really had much time for AirMech and to make any videos, but hopefully that's going to change soon. My cough is gone, and I can now talk without being, without going every 45 seconds. So that'll be that'll be a promising thing, I guess. Both players going to be pretty, these, top ranked players, definitely top 20 level, and, definitely top 20 in rank currently. Albay getting a little bit of a head start on mid, but Kraken has already neutralized, or at least knocked down the neutral infantry and cleared the ground defenses over here, except for the one stinger, which doesn't really matter too much. Buckies, Flackers, Dillos for Albay. And Dillos way back there for Kraken. Kraken needs to reallocate those, I would think, or at least reposition them, and use them to, to contribute to the mid fight. Does seem like Kraken is gonna fall behind as Albay is now starting to harass and allow his Buckies to pound away and clear the neutrals on his side. But Kraken gonna go for a neutralization here, a cheese with the sergeants. Albay just needs to get one of the sergeants killed, and he will probably be okay. Does get the kill, so 3 sergeants will probably make their way in. Okay, no, 1 is even blocked by the Dillo. So, okay, only 2, so unsuccessful cheese by the Kraken. Albay putting down more Buckies, creeping them up even more. But Kraken with the 4 Dillos. Honestly, Kraken not that far behind. Box about to pop up. There you go. Let's see if either player grabs it. No. And Albay gonna almost finish off Kraken there, focusing him in the air, but Kraken able to get away. Osprey with a decent amount of health relative to other mechs. And Albay gonna continue with the Dillo spam. It's gonna be Dillos and Buckies on both sides. It looks like they're having a gentleman's agreement to match their loadouts, although they do have different mechs. But Kraken now has decent presence over here at mid, 15 to 24 upkeep, so it's actually a dramatic difference when you look at it on paper, essentially. But in position, it's not that bad. We have Bucky missiles flying back and forth, but the Osprey will probably have a decent advantage here in the mid-fight. The Striker needs to get aggressive and harassing and, maybe attack on multiple fronts, or else the Osprey might be able to get the better of this exchange. Will very likely be able to get the better of this exchange. 12 to 30, so actually the difference is growing like crazy. Runner spam by Albay gets the mid under his control. And Kraken's probably going to be forced to pull back. Does have to pull back to behind the post. Albay, yes, again, getting very harassing. No AA out here, so can pretty much jump around and avoid tank fire all day long. Buster getting harassed. Runner spam not stopping, and will just continue to... infantry in general are just very cost-effective for their damage and their health. Well, maybe not for the health. I think for their damage, if I want to speak more accurately. But Kraken now with the Gaddy out, realizing, gosh, it's nothing but infantry over here, and sentry turrets even out for Albay. Albay not able to get the neutralization on that left outpost, but still keeping mid, losing a lot of his units, but most of his units are back here. They're sitting right there, and it does look like Kraken going for another neutralization down here. A cheese, will that be on Albay's radar? I'm not sure if he sees it. No, does not. So the Dillos, okay, now does come to respond. Okay, it probably was on his radar. So the Gaddy gonna be healed right back up by the Osprey. Let's see if the Osprey can get this neutralization. 3 Gaddies and a Dillo is pretty huge for a neutralization. The runner span going down, but the Gaddies are just gonna be able to kill them really, really quick, and the Osprey's gonna be able to keep them under their control. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, we do have a the runner spam taking control of this outpost over here on the left side, but Kraken able to neutralize and have a decent surround on Albay's close outpost. So, will he go back for sergeants? No, he's going back for creeps. Does not have enough, goes all the way back to fort to try to grab creeps, and in the meantime, Albay clearing these Gaddies. Kraken, what does he have in queue at this point? If he can take the outpost, and Albay passed him. Albay needed to just focus him down and make sure he didn't take the post. And now he's going to get a decent surround. And Albay with 3 Dillos. Going to neutralize the back corner. Okay, neutralize the back corner and do fort damage. So forcing Kraken to fight on multiple fronts and respond to different things. So he has to make decisions and choices as to how to handle them. So let's see how he does that. He is going to be dropping some infantry to handle the Dillos. The amount of damage going down right now is not a huge deal, but that outpost in the back corner is going to be neutralized. And Albay with a lot of pressure on the front with a dramatic upkeep difference and a slight income advantage right now, where it's 3 outposts to 3. Oh, actually, it's even. So once Kraken can take this back, because of that outpost that was neutralized down here and taken by Kraken, Albay is actually potentially screwed. Let's see if he can actually take this back or clear it. Kraken taking back the left side, but gonna get pelted by Bucky missiles. Albay continuing the pressure from the mid. Kraken gonna reallocate his focus to this bottom outpost, to this close outpost, taking it under his control. Might want to start pressuring the other outposts on Albay's side rather than, okay, and actually is doing that, just that. Brutes at the forward, and Kraken gonna drop a brute to try, or a butcher to try to neutralize this close outpost on his side. Whereas Albay just surrounding mid, I mean, it's just a lot of infantry spam. Gonna try to keep this outpost under control, but Kraken gonna be grabbing this right side. Wow, what a crazy map play. Oh no, set them on hold position. Oh boy, that is weird. That is some weird stuff. That looks like an accident, to be quite honest. Kraken with the 3 brutes realizes that Albay is doing his harass, can just stop it in its tracks. Sentry turret's getting finished off. Gonna drop the brutes over here, so that's gonna be significantly less susceptible to neutralization, to surprise neutralization. But yeah, Albay still has mid, still has Kraken's forward, still has Kraken's close. These players basically have their opponent's side of the map under control for the most part. Now they're going to start to try to even it out. Kraken dropping a couple brutes, going to be able to get that close back. And Albay is, okay, oh my gosh, this game is all over the place. This 1v1 feels like I have to follow a 2v2. But Kraken going to bunker those brutes. It's going to be very difficult for Albay to neutralize that now. The brutes are pretty much the deciding factor, I think, at this point. The more brutes that Kraken can get into those outposts, the more secure his posts are going to be, considering the type of game that's being played right now. Bunker, bunker, bunker. Might as well bunker the last one. I mean, I think a brute is 2 upkeep, which is, I might be wrong about that, but either way, the brutes in the post and in the bunker might be a little bit overkill. Kraken might be taking it a little bit too far there, but at this point in the game, I don't know if that it matters. It looks like Albay gonna go for the straight finish at this point. He is getting behind. I mean, the upkeep-wise, no, but income and control and position, yes. And he's gonna be doing a dramatic amount of damage over here. Kraken gonna try to come back and respond to this. He only has 2 Dillos in queue. Needs to get in, I don't know, killing or blocking at this point. The damage isn't going down super fast or anything like that. Albay trying to kill whatever Dillos he can, but Kraken mitigating the damage. It's like Bucky's Gangster. Wow, 2 different tanks, Longhorn and Dillo over here. So it looks like Kraken will probably be able to survive this, but with a low fort health and Albay still holding mid and still holding Kraken's forward, gets a little bit dangerous because you are very, very weak against drops at this point. Now he's at about 10% of health. So even if he can defend against this, even if he can survive this right now, it's going to be really dangerous for Kraken. Although Albay doesn't have anything surrounding or defending over here, so it looks like it'll be one of those scenarios where one player has the other at like very, very little health, but then the other player has basically the entire map, so they have to basically fly over the entire map in order to do drops. Albay needs to keep one of these posts. It is critical for his game right now, so he can continue applying pressure and force Kraken to wall up and allocate a lot of upkeep to blocking the front of the fort. Unfortunately, on Duel, for Albay, it's, you can't surround the opponent fort. You can only attack from the front, which Albay is doing. Gonna go for a corner. Kraken has to start blocking here. He only has about like less than 10% of his health right now. Kraken body blocking. Albay needs to reposition these Dillos so they can find holes in the physical walls of units. But and Kraken's only just body blocking at this point. So what is Albay gonna do? Is he gonna try to defend this post, or is he going to keep going and keep pressuring? Try to get that last 5% off of Kraken's fort. It is going to be hard to hold this, and all he has is runners to spam. Gonna try to sell this, but needs to hold the post. This is the only post he has left on the opponent's side, and now needs to get the finish at this point. If he doesn't get the finish, Kraken could adequately wall up the front side of Duel Fort, and potentially just, I mean, metaphorically and literally wall off Albay from winning this game. Brutes go down, the Butchers go down, but the Butchers just kill. They do not prevent damage. They do not block. And as you can see the map right now, it's all red except for the back corner post on Albay's side. Albay now just panicking and going straight for the 3 Dillo drop, which honestly should do it if he positions them right. No, okay, did not position them right. Probably needed to put them as close as possible, basically face planting in front of the fort as close to the wall as possible, and putting them basically all in the same spot. So you have, it's harder to block, and whatever you do block can get punched through. With the amount of creeps that Kraken is using to block over here, it's going to be very difficult for Albay to find a hole at this point. Yeah, but I would say that the Dillos, wherever you put them, should all be in the same spot so they can all just fire straight in, kill whatever blocking units as fast as possible, because he just needs to tick damage away, and he has basically 1% fort health left, Kraken does. So maybe Albay wants to start saving up and, you know, making a small cluster of gangsters, and the light unit rush should be able to get through. Right now, I think Albay is wasting his time trying to take back an outpost. This is basically the exact same thing as if Kraken was at full health, trying to take back the map while you have like virtually zero income compared to your opponent. So taking back mid sure is a possibility, but now Albay, okay, now I think he's doing the right thing. Needs to go for the kill. Needs to go for the kill, especially considering Kraken has nothing left. Very little left. Might even want to start sorting the fort because you cannot block the melee AoE damage, because there's so little on Kraken's fort right now that Albay can get through, and you know, within 1 or 2 suicides might even be able to get the finish just with Striker Sword, which would be bananas. That would be crackers and bananas. That's not a real thing. I just started to make up some phrases, but it doesn't really matter. Albay now with the sentry turrets might be able to penetrate a couple of those infantry. Oh, but he's spreading them out. He's basically making the sentry turrets fire at different infantry. I think the idea with the Striker Sword there was good, as I previously stated, but just not effective enough. And I guess, let's see. Let's go back to, I'll find my mouse here. Let's go back to the fort. Come on. And okay, AA, there's 2 seekers. No, 1 seeker. It's only 1 seeker. So okay, no, 2 seekers, 1 at the left side. But at this point, Albay with a Tesla tower, not going to do fort damage, just going to attack units. I do not think it attacks the fort. I don't think it'll prioritize damage on the fort. And Kraken's units are just going to kill him anyway, because Tesla towers are basically glass. So Albay might want to just try to, I mean, this is as sliver of health goes left. I believe that you can get to the point where you don't see any life on the opponent's fort. You can see basically it looks like it's all black, but they're still alive, which is basically like less than 1% probably, like a 1 tick. Kraken needs to follow Albay right now. He needs to not allow. Okay, well, either way, I don't even think the mech response would have been relevant there because of the spread out, and he puts them like, you know, he puts them like out here, which doesn't really, you know, like, you'll definitely hit the units first. But if you put them, face plant them right here, especially because sentry turrets are turrets, they might push the enemy units to the side. So he might want to just get as close as possible, but no, just still spreading out, and sentry turrets don't do any AoE. He's getting through a little bit, a tiny bit. As you can see, the health is even lower, but right now the domination damage is ticking away, and Kraken just needs to put more and more units in front to block. I don't know what's with these moving goalies. That's a really strange choice. And Albay with the artillery needs to set up and needs to fire. If it fires once, it'll probably get the damage necessary. Oh, and Albay with the Striker Sword slice. Oh my God, maybe 1 or 2 more hits and he'd be okay. He might be able to get the finish at that point. But now Kraken going to, I mean, gonna try to do more damage. Okay, gonna try to bring more. Okay, gonna try to do more damage. Honestly, he should probably stick with the domination damage with like, you know, 10 HP left on his fort. Albay with the, oh my God, this might do it. If he can get it set up if he can set it up and it fires, it will do the damage. The Striker Sword did it! The Striker Sword! The Striker Sword did it! I believe Albay won. Oh no, the Kraken won! Oh my god, I could have sworn. Oh my god, I couldn't even tell. I couldn't even tell. That was one of the most mind-boggling experiences of my life, honestly. And I mean, there were so I'll be quite honest. All the stuff that I said, that was all speculative. In theory, I think all of those approaches that I mentioned that Albay could have done, sentry turrets all bunched up as close as possible to the fort. I know it doesn't let you fly right over there, but it does carry momentum before it bounces you off, so you might have been able to get through a little bit. Stacking the Dillos to punch a hole through just to get 1 or 2 shots in might have worked. Just continually using Striker Sword to do fort damage, even though it's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. That's all Kraken had left on his fort. So, you know, I think, that's my guess, that those approaches might have led to a victory for Albay, but the way that he tried to get to finish, none of those really did anything. And I could have sworn you can attack the fort, well, I guess you can attack the sockets on the fort corners from the air, but I don't know, I don't think you can attack the fort itself from the air. Yeah, I don't think they changed that. I think the only, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only mechs that can attack the fort from the air are the ones that could before. Bomber, Warthog, Helix, anything that has air-to-ground or locking from air-to-ground capabilities. So, yeah. I don't know what level Albay was at the end there, but maybe he could have face-planted in front of the fort and shot the missiles, and before they locked on, you know, if he was right in the fort wall, right at the wall, he might have just release the missiles straight into the wall before they started locking onto anything to attack. So, I don't know. There were so many different things running through my head as to what Albay may or might not be able to do. And I'm just a little confused as to why Kraken chose to wall up with mostly infantry. I guess because you can pack a lot of damage into a small amount of space, but more importantly than killing the units that he dropped was blocking the units that Albay, the damage from the units that Albay dropped. Way more important than killing them with speed. With haste. So, yeah, I mean, but either way, crazy, crazy game. Appreciate the submission from the Kraken. I could have sworn he lost it there at the end, but it does seem like he got the victory as he is the one dancing, so. Alright, guys, you got any games? Please check your replays. Please send them in. Use the replay submission form in the link, and check out all the other AirMech streamers and YouTubers and all the content that we attempt to create for this community. So, yeah. Alright, so hopefully I can do some more games here and there. Hopefully my throat feels, you know, continues to be cooperative, and I can continue to provide more casts to you guys. Thanks for watching. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.